All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, and also through the Holy Spirit, which is Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, now, I'm going to just jump into it. Topic I want to speak in this video is pretty much just going into trusting the process, man. Trusting in the process, trusting in the spirit and in the guidance and the steps of the Lord, because contrary to popular belief, we don't have free will. Not at least not in the aspect in the way they push out in the world. Our free will is, if we even have, the concept of free will, right, in the world is basically like you make the choice to do everything you do every day. You control your own destiny. Okay, that's the easiest explanation I can put it. You control your own destiny, and that is your free will. Okay, so you control where you go in life. You control who you become. You control your end ultimately, right? And this is what people believe, but that's contrary to the scriptures. Because I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna just grab it for edification's sake. The Lord directed his steps. No. A man's goings is of the Lord. Proverbs 20 and 24. A man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So the goings of man are of the Lord. So the Lord directs the steps. He directs the paths ultimately. And he's, matter of fact, here we go. Sealeth their instruction. This is Job 33 and 16. Hold on. Let me see if I can read up a little bit. Yep. Verse 15, it says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumberings upon the bed, verse 16, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. So the Lord, when you go to sleep at night, the Lord is sealing instruction for what you're going to do for the next day. Okay, so ultimately, the Lord already knows exactly what it is that you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and how your day is going to be, So when we talk like, man, you got to push up, you got to be on fire, push for the Lord, yada, yada. All remember, all these things are of the Lord, all right? So how fiery you are in the spirit, how what you do in a day-to-day, and, ultimately, outside of your lust and temptations, the Lord is the one that directs your path. Okay. Now, I don't want to really go too much into it, but if I had to speak as a man, and if I had to put my own 2 cents on what I believe or how I feel the concept of free will is, as I look at it like this, right? The way I see it is this. When it comes to destiny, it ultimately means that where you're going to end up in a specific place, right? Now, I do believe that the Lord ultimately has major milestones for all of us in our lives, right? There's certain things in our lives that absolutely have to happen, right? That's our destiny. That's the thing that the Lord automatically has instilled and envisioned for us. And there's nothing we can do to go against that, right? You know how Final Destination, they couldn't cheat death or whatever. And even no matter what they did, the result always ended the same way, right? I look at it like that, right? There's certain milestones and certain things that absolutely must happen in our lives that the Lord has entailed. And I like I said, I'm speaking as a man here. This is not based on the scriptures. This could be wrong, but this is my own personal opinion. I haven't had a clear understanding or breakdown of exactly how free will works, because ultimately we really don't know, because the scriptures don't really break it down as much. But like I said, speaking as a man, I believe we all have a destination. We all have milestones that absolutely must happen in our lives. But there's certain paths and certain decisions that we can make that will determine what stops we make on the way. So if, for example, if you're 20 years old and at 25, you're meant to go through a crazy experience with a woman, and you end up having a baby by her and raising a baby for 2 years, and at 25 you find out the baby's not yours, and you're heartbroken, you was in love, whatever, right? There's nothing that you can do in life that will change that. You're ultimately going to end up with that woman, having a child, or believing you're having a child with that woman. She's going to end up cheating on you with another man and having a baby with another man. And you're going to think it's yours. You're going to raise a baby for 2 years, and then you're going to find out it's not yours. That's ultimately exactly what's going to happen. Now, on that path to get there, you can make certain decisions in your life that will determine how you are before you meet this woman. You can either be on your grind and be all about your money, and then you're pretty well off financially when you meet this woman. Or you could be a bum and slack off, and then you could be broke when you meet this woman. But at the end of the day, you're still going to meet that woman, and it's still going to work out the way it's going to work out. Even, like, it's certain things that can happen in our lives that really don't dictate exactly, they don't really make huge differences in our lives, right? Like whether or not we're in shape or overweight, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if we have a job, we have a job, and we're meant to work a certain job, or, whatever it is. That's just my perception. But to get back to the main point of the video, is to trust the process, okay? Trust the process of the Lord, and understand that he has a purpose for all of us, and he has paths and certain destination that he wants us to be in. And we have to understand that no matter what happens, at the end of the day, everything is governed by the Lord, and you just have to trust the process. So whether that is you're in a bad situation, right, or you're brought to a low estate, you have to realize that the Lord has a purpose for why he brought you to this low estate. So you just have to have patience and thug it out, man. Take it on the chin. Be endure hardness as a good soldier, as the scriptures say. There's going to be things that happen that you don't quite understand why it's happening, and you might not understand for some time, but you might in the near future. And if I can make a quick testimony about myself. So a few months back, I was kind of looking for a new job, and a friend of mine hit me up on Instagram randomly and just like, yo, I got a job for you. It's, so X amount per hour plus commission, work from home. I was like, all right, cool. He said, send me your resume. I sent you my resume. Boom. I didn't hear anything for weeks. I ended up applying for new jobs, ended up finding a new job, right? Boom. Ended up getting a new job and actually started my new job. Then I started looking into a certain tech industry. And to make a long story short, I learned about the certain position. Everything worked out to where I had to work from home from my office because somebody was with COVID. And that very next day, I got a call from the guy or an email. I mean, a DM on Instagram from my friend saying, yo, here, check your email. They sent you an application. Put the app in. I was getting ready to text him and say, yo, I found a job already. I'm good. But something told me to check the email. I checked the email, and it was the exact position that I was just researching the night before that I was interested in pursuing. So I ended up applying. I ended up having an interview. And the only reason why I was able to have the interview is because I was working from home, because I wasn't in the office, how everything happened. Long story short, I thought that all the stars aligned. Everything was perfect. It was good, governed by the Lord, and I was going to get this job. And the lady gave me a start date. I had all these other interviews. Next thing you know, I ended up not getting a call back from them. They didn't send me no formal offer. I didn't get the job. I was very confused. They stopped. They became very unresponsive to my emails, or if I called them just to get an understanding, because they gave me a start date, but I didn't put my 2 weeks in on my job yet because I wanted to get a formal offer letter and something in writing saying that I was going to be employed. They never responded, so I didn't get that job. And I don't understand because everything seems like it went perfectly. But like I was saying, there's going to be things that happen that you don't quite understand. And I still don't understand it. And it's been over a month since It's been about a month since I was supposed to start this job, and I still don't understand why I didn't get the job based on a series of events. It just seemed like it was meant to be, like all the stars aligned type of situation. But hey, at the end of the day, the Lord has a purpose and a goal for all of us. I believe that I was meant to be at this job that I am for a certain amount of time for whatever reason. Maybe I'm meant to meet somebody that is going to, um, you know, maybe I'm going to meet somebody at this job specifically, and that person that I meet is going to take my other business that I have that I do part time that I want to make full time. Maybe I'm going to meet somebody that's going to help elevate my other business, and now I can do my other business full time. I don't have to have a 9 to 5. Who knows? It could be a number of things. Maybe I might meet somebody. Maybe at this specific company, I might have an opportunity for advancement that it's better than what I was going to do. More, financially, but more lucrative. And maybe overall the work is better. Who knows, man? At the end of the day, the Lord has a purpose and a plan for all of us. And I understand that, even though I don't understand or I don't quite comprehend why I didn't get the job or why this happened and why this didn't happen. Everything is governed by the Lord. So this is Proverbs 3:5. It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. And that's the main point. Lean not unto your own understanding. All right. Just when things happen, just ask the Lord if he can reveal it to you, and he'll reveal it to you in due time, man. And just keep trucking forward. Always have a positive outlook on why something didn't happen. Even if you wanted it to happen, just find something to think positively. Like, you know what? Maybe the Lord has something else, or he has a purpose for me. You know what I mean? And this is Job 13:15. It says, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him, but I maintain my own ways before him. Right. So even if the Lord, put you through hell, you have to understand that you still got to trust in the Lord. It's the reason why the Lord is putting you through hell. He's trying to toughen you up. He's trying to build you up, man. He's trying to, fortify your spirit. Maybe this could just be your testimony, for the kingdom of heaven. This is your trial. This was your trial. We all have to go through a trial. We all have to go through set danger to get our inheritance, right? We're not just going to get our inheritance without any type of trials, without any type of testing, We got to go through it. So maybe that's your trial and that's your testimony for when you go into the kingdom of heaven and you receive your inheritance. That's your testimony. Like, oh, I went through this. This is what happened to me. This was my fight. So always being in that mindset, always being in that understanding that the Lord has a purpose for every avenue and every aspect of our lives. All right, anything that happens, good and bad. All right, the Lord, just like the Lord is going to send you. He'll give you blessings, and the Lord will have you, in afflictions. All right, the Lord's going to have you in ups, and the Lord's going to have you in downs. That's the balance of this life. So you have to always have that understanding. This is Sirach 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So the Lord is not unrighteous that he's going to forsake you, right? That's why the scriptures say that these words and these prophecies were written for our aforetime for our learning, right? So that we might have comfort through the scriptures, roughly paraphrasing, going into Romans 15:4. These scriptures were written for our learning and written to give us peace and contentness, right? To give us some type of joy in a dark place. Whenever you're in a dark place, man, just read about the kingdom of heaven, man. Read about the whenever you feeling low or you just feel like you need to come up, read about Job, man. Read about your ancestors and the things they had to go through. When you think you got it hard, just read stories about your ancestors, man. If you ever think you working too hard, man, read about the work that your forefathers had to put in, Watch a video by the brother Menatazak Ben Yemyen, bro. You ever feeling down and low spirits? That'll build you right back up, man. Because not only are you hearing the words of the Lord, right? But you're also having visuals behind it, and it's beautiful, man. So just trust the process, man. Trust in the Lord. Understand that there's a purpose and a reason for everything that we go through. And ultimately, The key is not to lose patience. That's why it says, woe unto you that have lost patience. It says in this very same chapter in Ecclesiastes 2, woe unto you that have lost patience. All right. It's going to be destruction unto you who have lost patience, especially at this late in the game, man. We too close to the end to start growing weary, to start having doubt, to start growing weak in the spirit, bro. It's too late in the game. Now you should be growing stronger and stronger. We should be waxing stronger in the spirit, all right? We should be in the house of David, not in the house of Saul. All right, the house of Saul have waxed worse and worse, weaker and weaker, whereas the house of David have waxed stronger, man. So no matter what we go through, every experience we go through should not make or break us. It should make us. All right, it should never break you. No experience you go through should break you. It should make you, man. At all times, you should be in the spirit of the Lord. And that's why it says, let me see, verse, I think it was one more in Proverbs 3. Yeah, Proverbs 3 and 6. And in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Let me see if there was another one. I think that was pretty much what I wanted to get. Yeah. So it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him. So in every experience that you go through, acknowledge the Lord. In your good times and your bad times, make sure you acknowledge the Lord and you give his praises and due, man. That's why Job said, though he slay me, I will trust in him. So even if the Lord fuck you up, bro, call all your help by Shimmy Shai, man. Look at the bright side. If you get fucked up, at least you're alive, man. And now, you just got to be maybe your fear in the Lord has increased more, man. Call all your help by Shimmy Shai for giving me more fear. Because, hey, you also have to understand the Lord's ways are different than ours. So if we ask for certain things, the Lord will give it to us in ways when we're like, damn. You ask the Lord for more fear, right? You ask the Lord to increase your fear in him, right? So that you may be, more grounded and more on point, right? The Lord have you in a bad accident, man. A freak accident. Now you fucked up. Yeah, you'll recover from it. You actually can recover. It's not an unrecoverable accident. You know what I mean? Where not like something where it leave you paralyzed or in a coma, brain dead, nothing crazy like that, nothing drastic like that. But like you get messed up, you might be hospitalized, maybe a broken bone, maybe a broken bone in your arm or something, take a few weeks to heal up. You know what I mean? Something that just puts you in a position to where now you ask the Lord for more fear. Now that's how he gave you your fear. So you have to be in a mindset like that. Of course, we want the best case scenario. We want the Lord to just, maybe he increases our fear through an example of someone else. You know what I mean? That's the best case scenario, of course, but it's not always going to be that way. And you have to understand that his ways are different than ours. But the Lord's not going to put you through more than you can handle. So also let that be of comfort to you. The Lord's not, he said it. This is not our words. It's the words of the Lord. He's not going to put you through more than you can handle, because ultimately, if you are the elect, you're of the elect. You're predestinated to make it to the end. So don't be afraid of potential torture and all these different things in the times to come, because the Lord's not going to allow you to go through more than you can go through. All right. And the Lord knows your limits more than you do. You might think that something is too much, but in reality, the Lord knows that you can endure a certain amount of it. All right. He knows what brothers can take, what brothers can't. All right. The Lord knows our spirits. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some brothers can take more than others. Some brothers can be afflicted more than others. And that's okay. Okay. That doesn't make a brother greater than you because he can endure more temptation or more affliction. That's just that brother's spirit. You might be a brother that's just meant for more. All right. And a brother might be meant for less, because in his spirit, he can maintain with less. He doesn't have a spirit that requires more, whereas you might be a spirit that requires more. Whatever that is. All right. So Lord willing, this video was edifying. Till next time, brother. Shalom.